Hello folks, welcome to this video on API test automation with Rest Assured. I am Faisal Khatri. In the previous video, we learned about the prerequisites, course content, and an overview of Rest Assured framework. In this video, we'll talk about details of the application that we'll be using in this course for demonstration purpose, and project setup and configuration details to get started. Let's start with the demo application first. We will be using this RESTful e-commerce application that is available on GitHub. It is a simple Node.js based e-commerce application with RESTful web services. This application is built for tester to practice API testing. There are two ways to start and use this application, using Node.js and Docker. To start using this application either with Node.js or Docker, the first step is to create a .env file in your root folder with the contents given in the README of this repo. The installation steps already describe the different steps that we need to undertake to start with this application. We first need to clone the repository, navigate to the root folder of the project and create a .env file and copy the following contents in it. To start the application with Node, after you have cloned the repository and created a .env file in your local machine, just run the command npm install. Once it is successful, then run npm start. Open a new browser window and navigate to localhost :3004/API-docs. This will open the Swagger documentation of the APIs. The base URL of this API is localhost :3004 and the Swagger is exposed on the URL localhost :3004/API-docs. To start the application with Docker, this repository already has a Docker compose file in the root folder. We just need to navigate to the root folder and run the docker compose command, docker compose -f docker-compose-ecommerce.yaml, the file name which is already available in the root folder, up -d. This will start the application in the detached mode. The APIs will be exposed on localhost :3004 and the Swagger will be available on localhost :3004/API-docs. All the steps regarding the application installation and starting the application is already provided in the README file. Do check it out. Let's now move on to the next part of this video where we will be discussing the project setup and configuration with Maven. I'll be using IntelliJ IDE to write the automation test scripts in this course. We will use Maven build tool to create the project and handle the dependencies. We will add the dependencies in the pom.xml. We will add the plugins in the pom.xml and use the best practices to update the versions of the dependencies and the plugins in pom.xml. Let's now get started with the project setup and configuration settings. The first step is to create a Maven project. Check out my earlier video on how to create a Maven project in IntelliJ IDE. If you are not familiar with the steps to create a Maven project using IntelliJ, the link is provided in the description of this video. I have already created this Maven project using IntelliJ IDE. To get started with Rest Assured, the first step is to add the dependencies in the pom.xml. These dependencies can be copied from the Maven central repository. This website has all the dependencies listed for the Maven. We can directly copy it from here. For this course, the first dependency that we required is Rest Assured. So let's type Rest Assured and search for it. This is the latest version. And you can find the Maven dependency available here. We can just click on this. It will get copied to the clipboard. We can come to the pom.xml file and paste the dependency that we just copied. I have already copied and pasted this dependency earlier, so I need not copy it again. Next, we need to similarly copy paste the dependencies for testng, hemcrest. This is for the assertions. Testng is for the test runner. Jackson databind for parsing the JSONs that is required to be added with the Rest Assured. We will also add the dependencies for Google JSON library, Lombok library, Datafaker library. There are a few plugins that we will require to add in the project. The first one is Maven compiler plugin. It is used for compiling the source code of a Maven project. And the other one is the Maven Surefire that I have used for running the test during the Maven build lifecycle. The plugin details that you see here can be directly copied from the Apache Maven compiler plugin page and Surefire plugin page, which is available from their website. This is for the Maven compiler plugin, and this is for the Surefire plugin. Out of the dependencies that we just pasted, currently we need the REST assured, TestNG, Hemcrest, and Jackson databind dependencies only, plus the required Maven plugins. I will talk about Google JSON, Data Faker, Lombok dependencies later when we progress in this course. One more thing to note here is the release version of these dependencies are updated in the properties block. You can see this is a property block and the release versions are updated here. This allows to manage the versions from a single place, making upgrades easier. With this, the configuration part is complete. That's all for this video. In the next video, I'll show you the basic features of REST assured framework. Thank you.